Zelita, Maria, são irmãs de um casal. Maria, Zelita, nenhuma família é natural. Uma mora em Itacira, a outra reside em Salvador. Zelita dedicada ao livro, Maria pretensiosa ao amor. Em cada momento que passa, pois cada ideal tem seu fim.
I was born in Lavras, the diamond region of northeastern Brazil, nearly 80 years ago, in 1898, I believe. I was born, raised, and I'll probably die prospecting for diamonds. It is not an easy life. No prospector makes money from diamonds. My only profit was the food I ate. With hunting, my vegetable garden, and my coffee tree, I stay alive. My two sons, João and Almi, have grown up and left me, seeking their fortunes in São Paulo, just as I left my family to seek diamonds on my own. But there is a difference, a big difference. You see, my father taught me how to prospect for diamonds. I learned to hunt and fish and to make shelters and to cook with the plants of the region by watching him. But what can I teach my children and grandchildren about their work in a factory or in construction? If my children lose their jobs, or if the boom that São Paulo is now experiencing busts, how are they going to feed their hunger? How do you hunt for food in a city? I guess if worse comes to worse, you turn your gun on men and take whatever they have. I do what I can for myself and hope my children survive in their new homes. When I was young, a long time ago now, diamond fever swept the region. It was an exciting time. The towns and cities and the region were full of people. The towns had movement, excitement, people coming and going. Pianos were imported from Europe and carted in by donkey. Laundry was sent to Paris for cleaning. And I can remember the bands that played every afternoon in the parks. In the 20s, the towns here were as modern as any in the world. We had sewers, electricity, and the telegraph line. People from all over Brazil were abandoning their farms and families to look for diamonds. We don't mine diamonds, but look for them in rivers and dried riverbeds. At one time, we used to dive down into the lakes, but it was dangerous, and many drowned. Now we mostly dig out the riverbeds. Diamonds are heavier than all other stones, so they can be sifted and strained and separated out of the gravel and sand. It can either be done with wooden basins or metal strainers. Sometimes we attack old riverbeds and hope we hit what was a bend in the water's course. There, the diamonds would have been carried into the shoulder of gravel as the lightest sand and water, swung around the turn and flowed on. But when diamonds were discovered in South Africa, which could easily be mined, the markets for our diamonds fell down. Practically overnight, there was nothing to keep the people here. So they left. I stayed because my wife's family had a farm nearby. For a while, it was pretty rough. Cangaceiros, gangs of bandits, fought over the towns. Once, over 1,000 men rode into town and raped what women they could find, and ran children through with their swords and threw them away like garbage. Where there used to be tens of thousands of people, now there are only hundreds. Where the bands played in the town squares, now only the wind can be heard. All that remains of our past wealth are the tombs of the rich. Prospecting here was always a matter of luck, hit or miss, with thousands of men working at a time. Nothing comes easily here. We had to channel the rivers and dig out whole cliffs to find an old riverbed. I've gone months, and once or twice even years, without finding anything of value. If you live for the adventure of finding a really big diamond, more often than not, you end up with nothing. When a drought comes, even the rivers dry up, and the region becomes a desert. This is a lonely area. We are the remnants of the thousands who left. But even before the prospectors came, there was a civilization here. The Indians roamed the hills and mountains many years before anyone can remember. No one I know has ever seen an Indian. The only thing we have seen is their paintings on the rock walls of the mountains. Some of the designs are of animals like deer that we have here even now. But there are others, strange signs that no one understands. Where the Indians went, no one knows. Perhaps they left during a particularly bad drought, and never returned. Maybe they were killed off. But whatever, only the names of the towns and the cave paintings remain. There aren't many people left in the area. But once a year, I can walk for days through the hill to the Romaria, the pilgrimage to Bom Jesus da Lapa. It's like the old days. People like to passear, to travel, to see things, and a religious pilgrimage is as good an occasion as any. The water in the cave at Lapa is thought to have healing powers. Many come on the pilgrimage to be cured.
Superem benignos e extenda, a que plenitude não divine benedictionis e funda. Onibus cumulatus felicitatem vitam consequatur aeternam. Per Christum Domini nostrum. Amém.
The priest tells us to forego the pleasures of the flesh for the rewards in the kingdom of heaven. But who can wait that long, even if you are as old as I am?
Poderoso, Pai, e Filho, e Espírito Santo. Amém.
Este povo que serve, este povo que procura, podemos gritar de coração na liberdade dos filhos de Deus. Viva meu Senhor!
What reward is there that cannot be found here on earth? I have always looked for diamonds in the rivers and left the stars in the skies for the priest.
O Senhor Bom Jesus! E viva a Senhora da Soledade! E viva todo o Romeiro de Bom Jesus da Lapa!
We have a patron, a boss, who gives us a little money each month for provisions. And in return, we have to sell him any diamonds we might find. We can't sell to anyone else. And then he undervalues the diamond. And we end up with very little.
Ô, meu patrão. Linda pedra do nosso senhor, bem? Trouxe uma linda pedra aqui para vender o senhor.
Mas você lavou a jega.
Ô, rapaz.
Opa.
Ótima pedra. Essa pedra, boa. 3 milhões eu vou fazer pro senhor. É. É o último preço.
Vamos pesar para ver esse negócio aqui.
Boa pedra essa.
Mas pelo que estou vendo...
Once I found the diamond, and my patron gave me 100 contos. And he deducted 90 contos for expenses. And then I know for a fact that he sold it in Rio de Janeiro for 10,000 contos. I got 10, he got 10,000.
Muito agradecido. É pouco, mas eu vou me virando. Então até logo, patrão.
Até logo.
The river where I look for diamonds is the same river that powered the tools that cut and polished the diamonds. Without the water of the rivers, there could be no life here. We drink the water, wash our clothes in it, play in it, and look for diamonds in it. Land that has access to water is worth a fortune. We poor do the best we can with the rest. Some have to come 10 or 15 miles a day to fetch water. To carry the water, you need barrels. Here we make what we need. My neighbor, Carlos, makes barrels the same way his father did, and his grandfather, and his great-grandfather. Just as his father taught him, he teaches his son to make barrels. Seu Oliveira and his children grow sugarcane near the river. And they still make cachaça, or rum, the way they always have. They use oxen to drive the press, crushing the cane the way they did when I was a boy. The mud of the rivers makes the walls of our homes. The son of Seu Oliveira fires the bricks in his furnace, speeding the work of the sun, which hardens everything. The fired bricks are sold in town so that we can build our homes the way we always have. We no longer have electricity, so people need lanterns. I make lanterns from old tin cans that my friends give me, and I sell them on the market day. I work all week to have something to sell Saturday morning in the feira, the market. I also look forward to seeing friends and finding out what is going on. People come from miles around to buy and sell. Until a few years ago, The market was where we learned what was happening in the country. Now, some of my friends have small radios that run on batteries. I guess I know more about the rest of the world than I ever did. But to find out about our friends in the hills and nearby towns, there is nothing that will replace the market. Mail is distributed on market day if the man and his donkey have delivered it that week. Often we go for weeks without getting mail. Sometimes we're lucky, and the car will come into town bringing the mail.
Essa aí, é a mais grande que tem. Tá. Segura aqui pra é 1.500. Aqui tem quantos?
We have market day every week, but when we are lucky, maybe once in 5 years, we wake up and find that the circus has come to town. I was 6 years old when one morning I was awakened by shouts. The circus is here! The circus is here! We had never seen the circus, but everyone had told stories of the dogs that walked like men and the men who flew like birds and, of course, the payaso, the clown, the funniest man in the world with the saddest face.
Quantos deuses existem? Quantos deuses? Sim. Eu sei. Ah, tá. Eu sou católico. Muito bem. Eu sou católico e apostólico e irmão da besta romana. É mesmo. Quantos deuses existem? Quantos deuses existem? 8. Mas curioso não é 8 não, curioso. Não é 8. Não deixe de assistir o nosso último definitivo espetáculo nesta cidade. O espetáculo do Despereira. O espetáculo é para você estar vendo na casa dele e entender na porta toda. O espetáculo que vai ficar gravado no coração de todos. Triguinho, olha, pula dentro do pedão, pula! Pula, rapaz, pula! Triguinho! Pula! Pula, não pula não, tio! Pula! Olha, Stringuinho, pula! Pula, rapaz, pula, senão ele derriba a escada. Vamos, pula! Quero que você pula. Vai virar, tu pula logo! Pula, vai, só pula! Pula não! Pula!
What child has ever forgotten the circus? What adult has remembered his childhood without remembering the circus? For us, living hundreds of miles in the interior, the arrival of the circus was the most fantastic event in the world, a dream come to life. We still go about life the way we always have, but things are changing. The roads are bringing in new people, new ways of doing things. And there is talk we may get our electricity back again when the new mayor takes office. They say the new mayor wants to improve the town. We'll see. The old mayor would not spend the money. He said, what do they need lights for? They have their cachaça to lighten their nights. I love the mountains, the rivers. When I am out prospecting, I am my own boss. No one tells me what to do. I think I was born looking for diamonds. My father was a prospector, and he died without having anything. And I, as old as I am, I don't have anything either. But I have never stopped looking. Not for long, anyway. Why do I do it? Because I like it, and it is what I know best. It was exciting when I went to town and got money. I would buy good clothes, a good hat, good boots, a good revolver to put in my belt, and then I would go partying, drink beer, wine, cognac, and sing and dance and party some more. And then, when the money was gone, I would go back to the river and look for more. Where is the prospector who invests his money, buys land or a good house? They do not exist, I tell you. He is a man without a future, only living for the day. But there were some good days.